So if you might not know, today, October 3rd, was Minecraft Live. It replaces Minecon and whatnot. Basically, it's the yearly, I want to say expo. This time it's just a live stream. It just shows off what's going to happen to the game. The most exciting thing about these is they show off the brand new update. And they did. So this year, or technically next year, we are going to be receiving the Caves and Cliffs update. I'm very, very excited about it because it seems to be super duper cool. These are long requested features, and I don't know, it's just something that we wanted, and I want to look through it. Actually, I have the video pulled up. The live stream, turning down the sound for all that. I want to take a look through all the new features they had of this new update and just point them out. Like what we can see right here. If you can see, this is a new type of dirt block, which is really interesting because we can see the normal dirt block here down. I wish I had like a marker or whatnot. We can see grass block, dirt block. These look like dirt blocks that are. They seem to be like roots, if you ask me. This kind of new type of block because it's all dirt and there's just a different tinge of brown to it. I think. I don't know. But it's very interesting. We're also going to watch this in super slow speed because, frankly, we might miss some stuff. So we descend down into the new biome. Oh, we'll transition. The Lush Caves. So, yeah, there are now biomes to caves. I think they started that with the Nether update by adding biomes can happen at certain Y levels now, which was impossible beforehand. So now they're introducing that to biomes. Excuse me. So yeah, lush biomes seem to be quite interesting. You can see that there's now grass on the walls, which is kind of interesting. Like, is that moss? Is that grass? Is it like Optifine? Clearly you can see what seems to be light bushes, like bushes that, or vines that give off light. That seems to be pretty interesting, unless that's a developer thing. I know they mentioned they made ores light up just so you can see the caves better. You can see these new types of lily pad-like creations. Also, it's filled with particle effects. Pause here, so we still see that. We see this new sort of almost berry tree kind of thing. I don't know if it's berries or flowers, but it's certainly a new type of shrubbery, and I like it. It's very tiny, and that's what I like about it. You can see there's clay in these caves, so you can go underground now to find different types of clay. That's very nice. Is there anything else we notice? Oh, I think I actually noticed something. I'll see if I can get it again. Yes, look at that. So this makes me think that the walls are covered in moss, because if you look down here, that is not even a half staff. That's like a snow. Basically, it looks like this is moss, and so it can like cover the block or become moss blocks entirely, or it can grow outwards onto adjacent blocks. So that seems pretty cool. Basically, a new type of detail to like vegetation. We can clearly see in the background there is a large flower. It almost looks like it's dangerous, like it could be an enemy, just because it's not necessarily block shaped, but I don't know. And we see below that what look to be roots. So let's I don't know, look through that. Okay, there's a better shot of the flower. Everything seems to be giving off these particle effects, so I don't think it's specific to the flower, but it certainly still adds that layer of like, we're in this kind of dank, deep area. It kind of looks like it's giving them off. Anything interesting here, though? We get another look at these weird bushes. We get a lot of vines. Again, there's some more, what seems to be roots back here, but we haven't been able to get a good shot at them yet. Again, more moss on the grounds. The berries, they seem to be pretty cool. I wonder what these will function. I wonder if they're food or anything like that. But, yeah. Let's see, I'm gonna scroll to the next... Oh, so the next section, I believe, are those... Yeah, they're called drip leaf plants. So they're the lily pads we saw. It seems they kind of act like... You can stand on them, but if you stand on them for too long, they can't support your weight. And it seems they can have various levels of height. So that's pretty cool. I'm assuming they'll be great for detail and I guess some parkour stuff. Anything interesting in the background? No. Okay. So yeah, there's that. The next big thing we see is improved cave generation. There's not a whole lot of details in this. All we see, though, is... That could be gravel? Yeah, that's the gravel particle effect. Caves are now much wider, and they look way different than before. You can see there's still flooded caves, like you find in the ocean. But look at this detail. You have little holes in the ground here. Oh, they're low enough for diamonds right there. But, you know, it's like its own side ravine, if in a sense. But it's way... Like, the only time I've ever seen caves like this are through, like, either a custom map or... I don't know, like a mod pack, which is pretty cool. I kind of like the old caves, but I think they said they're not, like, going away. You're still going to have old and new. You'll get stuff like this, which is really cool. Oh, I wanted to get a better view of that. There's a lot of water now, which I wonder if they'll tweak just because it's so vast. Like, it's just every corner you get water source after water source. Now, when you get into something like this, that's really cool. You get these large areas. You can easily make a home there. And I certainly, you know, with most updates, you'll have bases kind of around the area because people want to experience it. A lot of nether bases just came out. So we'll see probably a lot of underground stuff, and that will be exciting. Let's continue watching. Yeah. Caves are huge now. We get large pockets of all the different types of stone, which is nice. It's almost daunting to light everything up. It's huge. I wonder if maybe these happen the deeper you go, because that would be pretty cool. If you lower into the earth, you get more wide open, kind of water-filled areas. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. It's pretty. That's just. Ooh, look, grass can go all the way down now. I wonder if that's part of the cave itself, or maybe they're in. Because I feel like we've seen this somewhat in, like, amplified terrain. So it would be cool to see this in just regular survival. Because that's crazy. So is there anything else to this? Because it doesn't look like there's any major things other than that. Oh, yeah, so we have a new thing. Now another new biome we have. What do they call them? Yes, here we go. So this new sort of biome is filled with stalagmites and stalactites. We can see it. We're at lava level, which is pretty cool. We're at the dripstone caves. So this has been a large requested feature. We get stalagmites, stalactites of varying heights, and it's its own different color. And it looks like, if you see this, it looks like it's its own block. So whatever, like, dripstone, I guess maybe that's what it's called, dripstone. That's dripstone, and these are stalactites, stalagmites around it. Which are very, very pretty. I hope you're able to place them, you know, because, oh yeah, you can see them up here. These are large biomes. I wonder if they're going to increase the world height in any sense, just because these seem to be so big. So yeah, they can get so... If they're broken, they all come crashing down, which I'm assuming is going to do damage if it falls on you. I want to get another shot of that one. Hold on. Speed it up to normal speed. Okay, so yeah, they break that, they all fall down, and they crash and break. I have a feeling that will probably do damage, which you could probably think of some pretty interesting traps. Also, as demonstrated here, zombies or anything that falls on it get extra damage, so you can now have like spike traps in a sense. There's some weird lighting here. I'm guessing that's a bug, but maybe that has something to do with the stone. Who knows? But that's very cool. Now we have different types of damage and whatnot. Yes, and now they were showing off a new type of biome at the bottom. They didn't give it really a name so far, but it's this weird... See, now this stuff looks like it has a connection to the end, which is very interesting. It has a lot to do with, like, the portals, so I wonder if there's something to do with that. Did they say the name? These are skulk growths. Interesting. So this, whatever this is probably called skulk. It's a very nice blue block. So yeah, these skulks, oh, look, you can see what looks to be like a grass block almost, because it has a white, it looks like endstone. I wonder, see, it would be really cool if they added just a little bit to the end with this as well, by saying, hey, this is part of, I don't know, like a new, I think you could, like, cross, I don't know, have some connection between the two of them. There's a block. So if you don't know the skulk things, these here, they are, they react to vibrations. So this person placed down one of these probably skulk blocks, and you saw for a small little moment there. Let's see if we can, so they're updating and whatnot. Oh, wait, what? Oh boy. Okay, hold on. We'll try and get back to it at, okay. So they placed that. You see these little particle effects? Basically, anything within range of this sort of vibration will it will place it, and it will. I don't know if that's like for the for test purposes, just to let us know, or it is its own unique effect. But basically, it alerts these. See, they wiggle. That's so footsteps, hitting things, breaking, placing blocks. Those all are enough to cause a vibration, which is very interesting. What's super cool is they allowed that to sync up with redstone. Oh, let's see. Yeah, so you can now make, basically, if you activate the sensor, it will cause redstone to, you know, activate a charge, which is very interesting in terms of traps and whatnot, or special detectors. You could do this for mob traps as well. And then I think they established you can now do wire... Oh, let's take it back just a little bit. You can now do wireless redstone. By setting up this, you know, systems like this, you can now send redstone signals to each other from great distances. I don't know if it's strictly upwards vertical, or maybe you could go down, but that's very interesting. And, you know, new redstone stuff is always fun. Did they introduce... Oh, yes. They introduced a new mob that appears in the deep. It's a very... Now, first off, this is a new type of stone we're seeing here. This seems to be the, whatever biome this skulk appears in. It seems to be very deep in the world. This new stone looks great. I don't know if it's like marble or something like that. You see this sort of skulk stuff, like the moss, is growing on these. These caves are much tighter, like closer together. You can see the vibrations of the skulk, which is very interesting. placing light does that. And you also notice lighting seems to change down here. Yeah. Lighting, I guess maybe the deeper in the world you get, it starts to flash in and out. So seeing stuff is definitely harder, which is very, very intriguing. The bottom of the world now sounds kind of very scary, especially because of the new creature that we're gonna get into here. Now we see these, which seem to be like, I don't know if those are going to be their final texture or whatnot, but they seem to be sea pickles, but like stone sea pickles. So they have light effects. So, you know, they're a nice, cool light source. I don't know exactly what they are. Wait a second. That right there, those are candles. I wonder if these are all candles. I mean, they certainly look like it. So it looks like we might be able to get candles of various color, because we can see black here, we can see white, we can see more skulk over here. Now, what he's about to walk into here is very interesting, because we don't know if it's like a brand new generated structure, or I don't know, it could be something they just built for this showcase. I would love it if it's a new structure. Basically, you'll be able to find what seems to be just deep outposts of like a miner's, you know, like a forgotten miner's outpost. There's barrels, there's a chest, and a blast furnace. So you get a lot of that, and it's very, very scary down here. People are not going to want to go to the bottom of the world anymore. Understandably so. Now, actually, now that I'm looking at it, that effect, I don't know if that's real. Because it looked like it darkened the GUI. Which is strange. Maybe that is the effect, but you see that like the light almost looks like they're playing around with the saturation. So there is the new mob. It is referred to as the Warden. So that's kind of interesting, because the Warden implies it's preventing someone from escaping in a sort of prison, if that makes sense. So who are the prisoners? Are the prisoners the players? Or is there something else at the bottom of the world? And that's very kind of concerning to think about. Now, the Warden is blind. You see, it threw a snowball, and it came over to the sound. It's a very weird, kind of creepy-looking creature. Kind of, I like its design. I like how it, like, slinks back and forth. It has a weird sort of chest on it. Its chest is its mouth, almost. So, yeah, that's very, very interesting. So this guy begins to run away from it, and that's when it notices it. You can see its chest lights up. Its chest and ears light up with vibration, so that's how it detects where you're at. And it's quite scary. It raises its arms and like does a little animation to yell at you, which is very, these new like model animations are very advanced. They're not like the zombies with their arms out anymore. They move and slink, and it's very strange. It almost looks un-Minecraft-like, but I'm cool with it. So then it gets very fast. It went from like slow to once it found it, like it's good. So then they begin to run away, and look, the cave goes even deeper here. So this isn't even the bottom of the world. And it hits him, and it takes, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.5 hearts of damage. And they said that this was full netherite gear they were wearing. So these things hit very hard, like Ravager, if not harder. Now it's not enchanted by any means that we know of. I don't think so. But that's definitely packs a punch. It hits it. It's like, oh, that's scary. Walks away because, ouch. Tries to kite it, and I think they die to it. Yep. So yeah, that's the Warden. It is a scary looking creature. I hope we see things just like it. And it's something to do with the skulk or whatever that is. So that was the main thing to begin with. Wait, did we go into that yet? I actually can't remember. So after that, they decided to take a break and look into other aspects of the game. You show it off here. No, that's Minecraft Dungeons. Let's see, where'd that go? Minecraft Dungeons. That looked like Minecraft Education, which is, it's all great. Oh, there was Sakurai with Steven Smash. Ballet. And that guy he's like, oh yeah, I'll introduce this, but I didn't really see anything. He did talk about the mountains, but I can't find a picture of them. We might go back, because I swear it happened earlier. Okay, yes, so they added, seems to be, let's see if I can, there we go. So you can find in various places an Amethyst geode. These places are clearly kind of circular, and these blocks will generate those crystals. What they described it as, also, that was a new type of stone around them. These crystals only generate on these blocks, and you cannot take these blocks away. So if you try to mine these purple things, they're gone forever, I think. So you can't generate crystals out of them. I hope they introduce a thing that you can take those blocks, but they won't generate crystals, just so that you have to make a farm here if you want these crystals. They have a very kind of tinkly sound, as like crystals do. Well, or depictions of crystals usually have that like. So yeah, those are the Amethyst geodes. They showed off what you can make out of them. Let's see. So you can make a telescope. These things kind of act like the Optifine zoom. Using crystals and another item, you can get a very close zoom in on various creatures, which is kind of cool. I suppose that will be helpful. Definitely kind of fun in vanilla. You look up. Oh, that's kind of funny. And you can see the Ravager, and they get scared and whatnot, which is intriguing. And they said, now the reason you can't craft that just with quartz alone, or no, crystals. You need a new ore. This new ore is, drumroll, copper. So there's a brand new ore. It's called copper. They also described that ore generation is changed. So it's going to work a lot more like actual veins of stuff in real life. So that means you'll find a little pocket of them, and as a result, that pocket might have a little bit more, and so you have to like dig out to find more of it, so they act like real veins. It's going to come through in a certain like shape for more of it, which is kind of cool, because you'll be able to find like more diamonds, more iron, more gold, all that type of stuff. So you can get this iron, or you can get this copper. I wonder if they'll show it. Yeah, so you can turn it into copper blocks, which are quite orange, but you know what? It makes sense to real copper. Now they made it that this copper. Oh, this timeline's going to take forever. This copper, the more you leave it out, it begins to rust and turn green, like actual copper, which is very cool. I like that. It's a very interesting kind of block decision. But I don't know if that really. I want there to be an option for that, Something like if you can find a permanent type of copper. Just because, let's say you want to make a build with that bright orange, and you're like, yes! And then you have to change it out every like 5 or 6 Minecraft days with another one because it started to rust. It's like, yeah, it's a little bit realistic, but I just want a little bit of orange in it. I don't have to like change it and be like, oh, the green is ruining it. Now you can use your copper again to make a new item called the, get into it, lightning rod. Oh, is that the end of the presentation? Yes. Okay, so here's the oops. Try that again. So you can climb up your house, make yourself a nice little lightning rod with it. I think it's going to do as it intends, as its name suggests. It looks like this, and when you let's see, let's go to normal speed. Yeah, basically it controls where lightning hits. I'm assuming at least within a certain radius around your house, which is very interesting. You could certainly make charged creeper farms with this a little bit easier than the trident method. Just by, setting up a field with creepers, and now lightning hits that area and charges them. I hope they allow other things that you can do with the lightning rod than just, hey, lightning won't hit your house. But who knows? Another thing they added was this thing called bundles. Oh, let's see if we can take it back. Live stream things are so finicky. So this, what Steve is throwing out here, is a bundle. It seems to be a early game option to expand your inventory. So it looks like a little bag, because that's what it is. You take this bundle, and you can put stack, or half a stack, and that fills up half of it, and then put another half stack, and that fills it. So it can hold a maximum of 64 items in the weirdest display ever. I assume this is trying to say, like, hey, you're putting them in a bag. Of course, they're going to get mixed up, which is fine. I just feel like you should probably just tell me what items are and their number. It's a little messy, but I'm guessing that's placeholder. So these things are very useful, and it doesn't have to be the same type of item as it shows here. You can put in 32 grass and 32 iron, and then that returns it into just one full stack of various things. Now, these are not meant to replace shulker boxes, as, shulker boxes are hard to get, and they grant you basically a second inventory. They're meant, I'm assuming, for more early game, and when you have a whole bunch of stuff, because what they're doing here is they're putting 3, 7, just a whole bunch of little flowers and whatnot in the same bag, just so that it's like, oh, I have all these little bits, and they're each taking one inventory slot. I can then combine them all into one inventory slot, which is very helpful for, mining, or little bits of exploration. So, yeah, bundles are pretty cool. And you can have several of them in a thing here. Next up, I don't know why this wasn't shown officially, like in a lot of stuff. I don't know if it's like part of education. That's why it was kind of strange that he was talking about this. So I don't know if this is vanilla or not. But this new thing is called archaeology, or archaeological excavation. I don't know. But yeah, you grab brushes, which seem to have different colors. Again, don't know if this is just vanilla or like part of education or something like that. And so the idea is you'll supposedly be able to find these ancient, like, remnants of a place, and through that you can begin to dust off dirt and gravel, as they do here. With the brush, just a we'll do normal speed. And so, first off with that, we can get like half blocks and even shorter amounts of gravel and dirt, which is great for detail. You can now have a giant pound of gravel that isn't just block after block after block. Now you will be able to find treasures in some of these. As it's seen here, a diamond block is possible. I don't know if that's going to be in the final game. That would technically make diamonds farmable. Because you can get gravel through piglin bartering. So if you set up a automatic piglin and then set up a system that you place all this down and slowly brush through it, it will take a while, yes, but for the chance at diamonds and a farmable resource at that's big. Though I have a feeling they won't do that just because I just feel like that's something they wouldn't do. So they might change this later on if this is Java or at least vanilla. Yeah, it can break if you don't do it correctly. I don't know exactly why it breaks. Might be random. And then once it's broke, it's gone forever. But then you can get these things, which they said are dev textures right now, which makes sense. They're not very high quality, but they are ceramic shards. They're, we'll get to that in a second. I'm guessing the official ones aren't going to look like this, but who knows? So yeah, you can't brush obsidian, but you can brush dirt, gravel, and I'm guessing sand too, anything that's kind of fine. You can find another shard. They do this. Oh, no, we want to go faster. They get another shard, and then through this one, they get a emerald block. So then up here, you come up here, and you see there's a collection of various dev textured things. I hope they are like this in the end, something like this, of little depictions of various mobs or enemies or landscapes in the game. Because they're going to come over here to this little bit. I don't know why they're looking at it again. I'm guessing just showing it off. So you see these look like clay pots. Well, you can take this these ceramic shards and you can place them on it. As you can see, it's a little bit strange. They don't look right. Well, you can take a shard, place it into the clay or whatnot. I'm wondering if it will line up to where you place it. It fills it in. So you can make these like little decorations. And then you take some fire and then put it under it, and you make yourself a little ... clay pot. So when they're finished cooking, they become their actual own little pots that are decorated, which is a very nice little detail. I don't know if they're going to have any use outside of that, but it's certainly very interesting. Yeah. And the last major thing they showed off in this section, many people are excited about. So in the depths of the Lush caves, if you take a dip in the water, in the flooded portions, you can find the brand new mob, the Exotil. These little underwater salamander little creatures. They're very, very tiny and very cute. That one looks like it's a different color. Oh, they are. They do come in different colors. There's brown, there's pink. They're mudkips, if you know Pokemon, which is very nice. They're very cute. Clearly, they kept gushing about them. These things are very, very nice. And you can pick them up in your bucket, and then you take them, you can place them underwater, and they will fight off enemies for you. They're like wolves of the sea. which is very cool. So now you can have little pets, and they'll fight for you. They'll fight off drowned and guardians, and I guess other things too. They said fish, even though they're not that evil. Now, they also said that this one right here is playing dead. So whenever they get hit, they pretend to be dead for a moment, and then the enemy won't look at them anymore. So then they regenerate health, and then they can go back to attacking. Also, supposedly, and it looks like... Oh, I think they're actually regenning right now. Supposedly, they said that if you have enough of them, or you're, like, friends with them enough, they will begin to heal you as well. So, underwater stuff, you can now feel more protected underwater, which is very cool. And I guess, so they had a mob vote. You could choose between the Moo Bloom, the Isolager, or the Glow Squid. And the Glow Squid one, and supposedly those are going to appear in the water-filled caves. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, those are the main things. I gotta find where the update was. Oh, here we go. So as part, we've gone through a lot of the caves portion of it. So now let's get to the cliffs portion. So the winner of last year's vote was Mountains of the Biome Overhaul. So the first thing we get are goats. Living in the mountains, they're very, I don't know, they're a goat. They can jump around. They can... I'm gonna hold plays full speed. And they can get mad at you and knock you off of stuff. So they have a lot of knockback, which is very interesting. High jump power. They seem to be kind of fun in sort of filling up the mountain biome a little bit more. Speaking of mountain biome, let's see if we can get just a good look at that. This is supposedly what they look like now, or at least some of them. And oh my, this is exciting. When they said they were going to make them more mountain-like, they meant it. These things are steep. They added tree lines, so clearly after a certain Y level, trees just are very rare to spawn. They're very close to forest biome down here, and you can see ice generates at the top as well. Very, pun intended, cool. They also said there's something up there called powder snow, which is a new sort of trap, in which basically it looks like regular snow, but when you walk into it, you fall directly through it, which is very, very cool. So yeah, that's everything that this update has had so far. Very, very exciting. Clearly, caves have needed an overhaul for a while. They're shaping up to be something pretty cool. Quite literally, it's going to be fantastic in my opinion. I see new types of stone, like a whole bunch of new types of stone, 3 or 4, at least from that. So if those get the same treatment that, say, like andesite has, where each of them gets like stairs or polished, oh my god. See, if you don't know, I love the detailed aspect side of this game. I love exploration, but when it's like, what we're going to introduce to this game is just form new types of stone and then treat them like regular stone, andesite, diorite, and granite. Oh, that'd be wonderful. They each get stairs, polished versions, fences, all that extra stuff. So we see that. We're seeing a whole bunch of new farms, new enemies, scary new things at the bottom of the world. Maybe with that warden we'll get new generated structures. I would love a dungeon that happens at the bottom of the world now. Something that's like, something beyond the strongholds or the mine shafts. You can find the prison that this warden is supposed to be guarding. Why would this, some new items? It's going to be fun. I hope they add something in that same vein that like the Nether update did. Make it very important to explore these areas beyond little, details. And now we have new mountains. So first off, I think we should all prepare ourselves for a whole lot of dwarven builds when this comes out next year. because we're gonna have tall mountains and deep, deep caves. So a lot of underground stuff. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really, really cool. I'm excited for that. I really am. That's super cool. I'd love to cover it more. I think that was all the details they had today. I'm certain they'll probably start putting out more details later on. It seems that we're not getting a smaller update at the end of the year this time. I'm guessing because of the status of the world. Maybe they'll surprise us and give us, just a little something with, because at least their update schedule is usually large update followed by a near Christmas small update that's like, it's like update a quad, or it was village and pillage. It was take that one and then bees. And then after bees, nether. So I'd love just a little tiny one that adds, I don't know, something cool. Not a whole lot. Bug fixes and just like either a new mob, some new stuff. And then prepare for a brand new cave update sometime next summer. So yeah, it's cool. It will be a while, unfortunate, but it makes sense. And I think that's all I have for that. So anyone has any thoughts, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was a weird type of video, but I really wanted to do an in-depth analysis on all the new stuff covered today. If you liked what you saw, or you like me or stuff like that, I do stream this over on my Twitch channel on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. If you'd like to come stop by, I'm usually live around 2 p.m. Pacific. I'd love to come see you. Otherwise, have a good day. Thanks for watching.